Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Tebur, and this is my channel, the Cloud Security Guy. And last week, I made a video about how AI is taking over. AI now has the capability of taking over your computer, right? Instead of just prompting Gen AI to give you some answers, the new models, it can actually take over your computer. And how the risks, what are the risks of that, and what changes that is about to bring. And honestly speaking, if you're sick of hearing about AI, you're fed up about hearing about AI all the time, I have some bad news for you. It's going to dominate like news, tech news in 2025 and 2026 and 2027 above beyond. And you can either accept this, that this is the reality, and adapt, or you're going to get left behind, right? And in this video, honestly, what I want to talk about is how roles are changing. Traditional cybersecurity roles are changing, and how new roles are being introduced. I make this video almost routinely because I want to keep myself updated and keep you, my subscribers, also updated on what's changing and what are the skills you need to have. So let's take a look at this. That's what I want to talk about: how AI is changing cybersecurity jobs, and what are the new things that are coming about. And if you're new to this channel, please do like and subscribe to this channel, and share this video if you found it useful. So, first of all, let's talk about jobs that are changing. So, AI, what's it doing? It is bringing changes to some traditional jobs. It is creating like new types of subfields within cybersecurity, and that is very, very important to know if you want to specialize. If you really want to, like, if you're good in a particular field, you really want to find out what are the new areas which are coming about. Like, I'll give you an example. 20 years ago, application security really did not exist as a separate field, right? Slowly, it became a new field within cybersecurity. So, what are the same thing AI security is going to do, right? So, what are the jobs that are changing? Like, AI is bringing some really, really massive changes around, right? Its ability to think, to make decisions, it is something we haven't seen it before. And because of that, new attacks are also coming out. So attackers are trying to compromise it. They are attacking it at the technical level, at the ethics level, at the prompt level. Things like prompt injection, ethic attacks, data poisoning. All these new sort of things are coming about, which we hadn't heard about before. So, what are some of the jobs that are changing? So, one thing that's going to change is penetration testing. So, we're going to go from penetration testing to a new subfield, which is AI penetration testing, right? And traditionally, what pen testers used to do, they used to focus on finding security weaknesses in networks and applications and systems. But AI, now it's going to bring in AI penetration testers, and these guys must understand how adversarial attacks and machine learning specific attacks happen, and how attackers can manipulate AI algorithms. Because you would need to do this if a company hires you to pen test their AI applications. They're not just asking you to pen test the underlying application infrastructure. They want to know, is the AI system vulnerable to new attacks like prompt injections, data poisoning, model inversion, right? So all of these things you're going to have to do, conducting specific AI specific attacks, and making sure that the security baseline is there, collaborating with data scientists and other teams, right, to make sure that they are able to understand what sort of the attacks that can happen. And it's really going to become like a very, very specialized niche within penetration testing. Apart from that, moving up, we have IT risk managers. Now we're going to have AI risk managers. Traditionally, IT risk managers used to think about risk assessments related to IT infrastructure, compliance, data security. But as AI becomes more and more integrated, a more specialized role will emerge, which is AI risk manager. And they must evaluate risks unique to AI systems, such as data quality issues, model drifting, and you need to have expertise in both AI and cybersecurity, because you really need to understand. You're going to have to know things like the NIST AI risk management framework, how to develop risk strategies for AI systems, providing reports on the risk posture to the CISO or the CRO, and how AI systems are aligning with the overall risk management frameworks, right? Uh, what else? AI security data scientists. So now you must be aware with data scientists, right? And they are vital in training AI models, focusing on the data pipelines and how to secure them. But AI security data scientists, you're going to have to integrate security considerations directly into the model development. Think about how DevSecOps, they are like, it came out of DevOps, right? Similarly, it is AI security data scientists. They're going to come out of the data scientists, and you're going to have to work closely with data security teams to make sure that nobody can mess with the data. um, Make sure that the data pipelines cannot be tampered with, unauthorized data access does not happen, implementing privacy controls within your model training to make sure no PII is there. That sort of, again, it's a very, very specialized field. And these are just the things that are changing. New jobs are also coming about, right? So AI is introducing completely new roles which did not exist, and there might be an overlap with existing roles, but in my opinion, these are things which are coming about which are new. So things like the AI governance officer. So what is that? As AI grows closer and closer to your business data, right? Companies are going to be worried about what sort of regulatory issues are there, what sort of regulatory problems, and you're gonna an AI governance officer. You're gonna have to make sure that the AI systems, they're complying with ethical standards. Because remember, AI can make decisions that can impact people's lives, right? And AI can be biased. It can make wrong decisions that can impact people. So you want to make sure that your AI practices align with ethical guidelines, regulatory standards, auditing AI systems to make sure they're in compliant, and collaborating with legal, compliance, and ethics teams to make sure these AI risks are mitigated. So that's going to be a very interesting field. An AI ethics officer. So out of the we talked about the AI governance officer, right before. Now there's also an AI ethics officer. So ethics officer, they are going to be specifically focused on the moral implications of AI. What does that mean? Is the AI fair? Is it making decisions in a fair way? Is it biased towards a particular race? Is it biased towards a particular gender? Maybe you have an AI application that is screening people for a cybersecurity job application, and you find out it's rejecting all the female candidates, or it's rejecting like all the Asian people. You can imagine what a major issue this can become, right? Your company is gonna have a massive, massive lawsuit. So AI ethics officers, they're gonna have to check whether the AI is behaving in an ethical way. Is it fair? Is it transparent? How is the AI making the decisions? And making sure that it is following these standards, right? And it can this can become like a major issue if so many companies have been subjected to major major lawsuits. Now you have things like the EU AI Act, and you can have major fines being enforced. So you want to review your AI models for bias. You want to check with the data scientists to make sure that the data they are collecting, it is actually representing everybody, not focused on a particular group, right? And you want to educate people about these sort of things and develop guidelines. So this is another very exciting field that is going to come out. What is AI compliance specialist? So now we've had things like the major thing like the EU AI Act. If many years ago we had the GDPR come out with data privacy, and that became like a massive what do you call boost to data privacy all over the world. People were following the GDPR, even if they were not subject to it, because the standard is so good. Now we have the EU AI Act that has come out, that is going to have a global impact also, and you're going to need people who are uh, trained in this, and people who can actually assess AI systems for compliance with these guidelines, or monitoring like AI regulations to tell the companies what sort of new regulations are coming out, conducting compliance audits of AI based tools, and educating teams, right? So if you have a new application coming out, who is going to tell you what are the legal requirements, what are the compliance requirements, what sort of things can we do, what kinds of things can we not do? So again, you need somebody who is very very well versed in these sort of things, to make sure that the company doesn't get a fine down the road, right, if you're developing an AI application. And lastly, AI security specialist. So again, just like you used to have endpoint security specialist, you're going to have a guy who's at the junior level, or at like what do you call at the operational level, not a junior level, who is going to be responsible for basically mitigating risks with running AI applications, right? Just like you have people who are monitoring the malware, monitoring firewalls, these going to be monitoring AI systems to make sure that no attacker is more like trying to manipulate it, right? And supposing somebody does an attack on an AI system to trick it, what sort of alerts are going to come out? Are these systems hardened? uh, are these systems generating any alerts? Are they integrating with the SIM application? These sort of things. Developing and implementing like these security protocols specific to AI. And later on, I'm sure we can have AI based WAF, like web application firewall, like an AI firewall. So monitoring these sort of things, collaborating with the team. So again, this is going to be a very exciting position, which like I'm very interested in this, honestly speaking. So these were just a few of the new jobs that are going to come out. So you might be thinking, okay, how to get ready, like to prepare for this new type of roles. You want to focus on building a strong foundation on AI, machine learning, and cybersecurity. These are the three things you want to think about, right? There are many trainings available for AI security. I have many courses on Udemy. I'm not trying to like promote my courses, but I'm just saying there are many courses already freely available. You'll find them on YouTube also. But at a high level, what skills you need AI and machine learning knowledge, data science, knowledge about adversarial attacks and AI threat modeling, knowledge of AI ethics and compliance, and cloud security and infrastructure. So briefly, let me touch upon each of them. So a foundational knowledge of AI and machine learning is a must. And honestly, you must understand how AI algorithms work and how to like deploy machine learning models. There are many, like I said, courses already available, including mine on Udemy, and many universities offer free courses on to get the basics of AI machine learning. Once you have this, you want to understand like data sciences a little bit, how it works. How does AI analyze all this massive amount of data? How does it make decisions? You don't need to learn Python or R or some like heavy duty data visualization platform, but just understand how it makes these sort of decisions, right? Apart from that, adversarial attacks. So this is again very important. You need to understand how attackers approach AI systems, how adversarial attacks happen, how data poisoning happens, how machine like model evasion happens. These adversarial machine attacks are very important to understand if you want to make sure that the AI systems are secured. Knowledge of AI ethics and compliance. Things like the EU AI Act, things like the NIST AI risk management framework. You want to make sure that you understand how they are working and how what sort of regulations companies are required to follow. Apart from that, very important, cloud security. You might thinking why? Because most of the AI models run on cloud platforms. So you need to understand cloud security, at least have a good understanding of AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, and understand how AI workloads are deployed on them, because the vast majority of companies, they don't want to deploy AI in-house. They want to make use of some powerful cloud platform, and the underlying cloud infrastructure, you need to understand how to secure that, right? So this was basically a very quick overview of the new types of roles which are coming out. Like I said, AI is changing cybersecurity jobs. It is what it is. It is the reality, right? And you want to make sure you're ready for that. So I hope this gave you a good idea, and you can understand now what are the roles that are coming out. So I wish you all the best in your future AI security career. If you like this video, please do like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.